The long-awaited fight between David Morrell and David Benavidez is over. And here's how the pros felt about it.
Morrell's a hell of a fighter. Benavidez, hell of a fighter. And, proud of both guys going in there, giving the fans, a big fight. That's what it's about. The best fighting the best. Two guys who don't like each other, they get in there, they settle like men. What more could you ask for?
It's interesting because one of Morrell's cornermen, Bob Santos, told me yesterday in the media room, if David can keep the fight right in front of him within a tight range, if he can have a straight-on angle to go at Benavidez and try to catch him with quick shots upstairs, he'll have a chance to win the fight. And I think that in the late rounds, you could see that was good thinking. But what he didn't have was any way of defending effectively against Benavidez's roundhouse shots upstairs and to the body.
Yeah, bro, it was easier than I thought, to be honest with you. I thought it was gonna be tougher. I thought it was gonna be tougher to hit. He was tough to fucking knock down and knock out. I had him hurt a lot of times. I just had to go back to the drawing board.
Hey man, it was a good fight, man. Especially them last two rounds were really good in the early rounds, But I mean, bro, Benavidez's pressure was strong, man. It was a good fight, real good fight.
Yeah, of course, Canelo's not gonna want to fight. Canelo didn't want to fight Boo Boo. He didn't want to fight David Morrell. He doesn't want to face nobody. The only fighter that Canelo Alvarez wants to see fight is either too old or too young that don't have experience. Those are the only ones. He would not face the Mexican monster. I gotta go watch it. In my opinion, I was turning around. I think it was more like off balance. But that's exciting, when somebody, David fucking winning the whole fight. Then he kind of gets dropped. It's exciting. People are like, whoa, shit. If I was watching home, I'd be like, damn. And then I look at him and he's fucking standing up, smiling, like, come on, motherfucker. Shit, I got scared. So I think Morrell's like, what the fuck, So I think these are the kind of fights that the fans deserve, They want to be entertained.
Benavidez, yeah, he won it by decision. And then, that one knockdown, that was a knockdown. Then he had that point deducted, Morrell did. So it came out to a 9-8 round, so it's not going to affect him.
What is it? We'll see. Hey, Daz, Alicia, what y'all think of the fight? What it do? It was amazing. I think it was amazing.
What do you think of the fight?
I think it was amazing.
It's always good.
What happened good?
What
do you think with
I think I would love to see your race back.
He called me a thief, man. And I'm back in shit here. Are you a thief? Huh? Hey, I wish I could trade checks with you guys. I wish I could trade checks with both of you.
Oh, let's break them.
I would never sign with I would never sign.
No, pues me siento súper contento con el trabajo realizado. No salió como teníamos pensado, se preparó bien. Como siempre se ha dicho, solamente un David se trae victorioso. En este momento fue él. Felicidades para él y para su equipo de trabajo. Y nada, simplemente seguir trabajando, seguir esforzándonos más y para obtener la victoria en un futuro cercano. Me tardé un poco me tardé en reaccionar. Me tardé en reaccionar y creo que ese fue uno de los errores que cometí en este combate, pero nada, simplemente sucedió. Fue cuando básicamente mejor me sentí los últimos 3 rounds y pero demasiado tarde.
Benavidez is a monster. Well, I hope it's Benavidez.
Who would you like to see him fight next?
Huh?
Who would you like to see him fight next?
Come on, we got that. Canelo, Benavidez, both of them.
Boxing teacher Robert Garcia thought the fight between Benavidez and Morrell would be exciting, but he thought Benavidez would win because he had more experience. He was excited about the fight because both athletes were at the top of their game.
Not even marinated yet, you know, but they're two monsters, like monsters, you know what I mean?
If the Canelo fight's not there, then that's a fight that I would like to see. Definitely, 100%.
With Benavidez, right, the knock on him, what they try saying is, well, he hasn't beat no one. He's bigger than everybody, and that's why he wins, right? That's what they say. Morrell's bigger than David.
Yeah,
I tell people, don't believe that 6'1" stuff that they say on Boxer. He's a legit 6'3".
What? It would just be a great fight back because Morrell has great power, great. You know, he's hungry. He wants to be huge in boxing. So I really think it'll make it a good fight. I still pick Benavidez.
Eddie Hearn thought about how Morrell's public image might have changed after that fight, but he still believed in Morrell's ability and the chance for him to do better in the future.
And I think massive respect to him for taking it. It's a great fight. Great fight.
Who do you favor?
From what I saw last time,
Yeah.
Benavidez. But leading up to, that was the first time I've seen Morrell in the flesh, and I really rated him going into that fight. He didn't impress me at all in that fight, but you know, it could have been a bad performance, but he's a very good fighter.
Mila Kolodzic weighed in on the fight and said that Morrell would probably win if he stayed calm for the first 6 to 8 rounds. He told Morrell not to be too aggressive but to focus on picking his shots and moving. Kolodzic thought the fight would be close, but he also thought Morrell could follow through with his plan and win.
If he could stay composed and stay calm during the first 6 to 8 rounds, because Benavidez, all he has is pressure, and he eventually will slow down. So stay composed, stay calm, pick your shots, and move, box, because he can box and move. Don't be the aggressor. I think he can pull it off.
Tim Bradley felt David Morrell still lacked the experience to fight at the highest level, saying he wasn't impressed with Morrell's recent performance. Bradley thought Benavidez had the upper hand not just because of his pressure fighting style, but also his ability to box and move when required. He thought Morrell would struggle with Benavidez's versatility, as the former champion could adapt his style and do a bit of everything in the ring, making him a tough challenge for Morrell.
Morrell still needs a little bit more seasoning, to be honest with you. I wasn't too fond of his last fight.
Bottom line,
I really was.
Benavidez. Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't too fond. Benavidez can do a little bit of everything. We only see him as being a pressure type of assassin type of guy, throwing quick combinations and really, just stepping on the gas and squashing guys. But, he can move and box if he wants to as well.
Jesse Hart pointed out some problems with Morrell's last fight, mainly the fact that he slowed down after the 9th round. Hart said that Morrell became easier to hit if his opponent landed the right shot. Hart also raised concerns about Morrell's habits outside of the ring and wondered if they might affect his performance in the future. Hart was keeping a close eye on Morrell to see if he had fixed these problems, thinking that Benavidez could use these weaknesses against him in their next fight.
Dave Morrell, I'm looking, has he grown? Can we get him? That last fight, I seen a lot of weaknesses in him, a lot of weaknesses. I'm looking at have he grown from that fight that he went 12 rounds for the first time in his ever career. You know what I mean? Around the 9th, I seen he start slowing down. I seen you can touch him on his chin. You can clip him if you get him at the right time. He slows down around about the 9th round. And David Benavidez, his living habits outside the ring, did that catch up to him? I'm watching for all that. And I'll be looking February 1st to see if my predictions is right.
Coach Buddy McGirt agreed that even though Morrell is a good boxer, the fight would be more exciting after a few rounds. He explained that Benavidez tends to take a little time to adjust, but once he does, his rapid combinations could cause serious problems for Morrell.
I think it's going to be an interesting fight, man. I think that both guys are really going to be tested because, Morrell's a good boxer. But I think that the later rounds is really going to tell. Because, Benavidez, it takes him a few rounds to get going. But once he gets going and he figures out your rhythm, you got problems. Once you start letting those 20-punch combinations go, you got problems. So it's going to be an interesting fight.
McGirt compared the early rounds to a chess match where both boxers will take time to figure each other out. He thinks the action will really pick up after round 5, with one fighter likely cracking the other's strategy and gaining an advantage.
He's going to, Morrell's got a great, a great style for, you know, a southpaw. He boxes well. He's got my man Ronnie Shields in his corner. I know Ronnie's going to have him ready, but Benavidez always comes in ready. So it's going to be, I think, after the 5th round, that's when the fight's really going to get interesting. The first 4 or 5, it's going to be more like a chess match. After the 5th round, somebody's going to have somebody figured out, and that's when it's going to get hot in the kitchen.
Moreover, David challenged Morrell, questioning his disrespect and challenging his actions. He asserted his authority by saying, "I will break your mouth."
Act hard, man, but whatever it is what it is. On February 1st, I'm going in there. We'll break your mouth.
¿Cómo fue?
I'm gonna break your mouth.
No te entiendo.
David Benavidez called out Morrell, saying all the methods being used are useless. He was sure he didn't see Morrell as a real threat and said, he'll show them how it's done in the ring.
I'm an easy fight. These guys saying I'm an easy fight. You better go in there and do what you gotta do.
Tú no tienes
When
nada.
I knock you the out, I want you to say shit.
No tienes nada. ¿Qué tú tienes?
We're in the sea.
Lo único que tú tienes para adelante, un solo cambio. Un solo cambio. Un solo cambio. Usted no tiene más nada.
I'm glad these fucking idiots thinking like this.
Benavidez and Morrell nearly fought after a media workout in Miami. They went face to face, trash talked, and things got hot. Benavidez dropped his belt and shoved Morrell, which kicked off a fight between their teams. Security stepped in before it got worse. Leonard Ellerbe expected an exciting and close fight. He noted that both fighters could get knocked down or face dangerous moments during the bout but expected plenty of back-and-forth action. Ellerbe was sure that fans would enjoy a thrilling action battle.
I anticipated this to be a very 50-50 kind of fight. I expected somebody's gonna hit the canvas, and it probably might be early, and the other person might get hurt in the fight. It's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, ebbs and flows in this particular fight because both guys really want it bad, and want to make a big statement. It's gonna be a lot of trash talking with the build-up. So this is one of those kind of fights that the fans will actually win.
Lonnie B weighed in as well, saying that it will be a tough fight for Benavidez. He praised Morrell's Cuban-style slick movement and ability to punch while dodging damage. According to Lonnie B, Morrell's offensive style and elusiveness will be tough for Benavidez to handle, making it a challenging matchup.
Like David Morrell is really good. He's really good. Yeah, he's good. I can't even. He's good. You know?
You're kind of giving me a face like you don't know who wins that fight.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh.
Because David Morrell is big too. He's big for super middleweight too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's big. He can punch. He's slick. Real got that Cuban style. What he Cuban?
Yeah.
Like real slick.
But offensive with it.
Offensive with it. And those styles are tough for anybody to fight.
Even the Mexican monster.
Even the Mexican monster.
Caleb Plant talks about David Benavidez and David Morrell's fighting styles. He said Benavidez was aggressive and threw good combinations, while Morrell was more crafty and a bit more guarded. Caleb was excited about their possible fight and thought their different styles would make it a great matchup for fans.
You know, their styles are different. Southpaw, right-handed, you know, one puts their punches together very well. And so does David Morrell, but he's a little more crafty. He's a little more maybe passive in his approach. You know, I'll say that. And but that's a big fight. You know, that's one I'm excited for.
Sergio Mora says Benavidez's style is quick, explosive, and fast. He compares it to Diego Corrales, saying Benavidez can throw quick combos without much body movement. His long arms and narrow shoulders let him stay quick and throw a lot of punches in a small space, making him a tough opponent.
In front of you than most fighters, because he doesn't have to rotate his entire body. He does it. If you notice, when you watch Benavidez throws combinations, he's like a Diego Corrales. You know, he's like I hear it. You know, instead of rotating, he's like it's beautiful to see, but you can only do that because he has the stature. He has the long arms and he has the short, you know, the thin shoulders. They're not that wide. And he's a specimen. I think beats me.
Greg Hackett preferred Benavidez's experience. He thinks Morrell will control the early rounds, but Benavidez's pressure will start to tell by rounds 4, 5, or 6. Hackett expects Benavidez to make a clean shot, maybe break Morrell's nose, and turn the fight around.
Morrell gonna look good first 5. He gonna look good first 5. Maybe first 3 before it take a turn. But I say the first 5, he gonna look good. That Benavidez gonna start looking more and more scary. We're gonna start. This guard start getting dark. Watch. It's gonna be one of them dark beatings. He might even. Benavidez might even bust Morrell's nose. I got him busting his nose like around the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. Around there, we're gonna see some blood from Morrell. From the nose. Watch.
Stephen Edwards says Benavidez's constant pressure is tough to handle, and Morrell hasn't faced anyone who's tried him like that yet. He questions if Morrell can deal with being pushed back and made to adjust, something he hasn't had to do before.
The difference when you go back to the corner after 6 rounds and you don't know if you're up. A lot of these young fighters haven't had that yet. So I have to see what his adjustments is like when he's not winning the fight, or when the other guy is putting the kind of mental pressure on him where it starts to create a little bit of doubt. I'm very impressed with David Morrell, but he kind of relies on his forcefulness, his strength, his size. I mean, he's way too big to be fighting 68 pounds. I've been around, he's a big guy, you know, so I'm very, very impressed with him.
Sean Porter says Benavidez has the edge over Morrell because of his experience. He's more experienced with the 175 lb weight class, while Morrell might struggle there. That experience gives Benavidez the edge.
That's 50-50 right there. If anything, 55-45 for Benavidez. I love David versus David. I love everything about the fight. The thing I feel that Benavidez has over Morrell is experience.
Sean adds that experience is key in a 12-round fight. Morrell hasn't met much resistance, but Benavidez has. He knows how to handle tough situations, giving him the edge.
When you are in a competitive fight that's gonna go 12 rounds, of course you're prepared for the 12, but when you have had that experience of having resistance at different points in the fight, it's nothing new to you. Morrell has not had resistance. His fight with Hot Rod, that was a different kind of resistance. That was the resistance of somebody staying away from you, you know what I mean? And him not being able to catch up to him. With Benavidez can bang with him. He's just as fast, he can box with them. And that sort of resistance, it plays a mental game with you, and it becomes a roller coaster.
Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Also, check out this video here for more awesome material, and feel free to drop a comment below.